Is Muay Thai effective in a street fight? Martial arts can ideally prepare practitioners in performing self-defense maneuvers in dangerous situations. In fact, self-defense is often promoted as a beneficial outcome of learning martial arts. FBI data shows that aggravated assault occurs once in every 41 seconds in the United States. Even in Singapore, one of the safest countries in the world, 4,419 assault cases were reported in 2019. That's 12 per day. In this video, we are going to take a look at Muay Thai and see how effective it would be in a street fight. But before we do this, remember to give us a thumbs up and a quick click on our subscribe button to get more videos like this one and support Brutal TV. Thanks! But for now, let's go back to Muay Thai. Muay translates to mean boxing in Thai, so Muay Thai is literally Thai boxing. Taking elements from Muay Buran, the traditional Thai martial arts, Muay Thai as a modern combat sport was formalized in the early 20th century. The sport was influenced by British boxing, where systematic rules and the boxing ring were put in place. The history of Muay Thai can be traced historically to the Sukhothai dynasty of Thailand around the 13th century. As recorded in Thai history, the first Thai army was born out of a need to defend the kingdom, and soldiers were taught both armed and unarmed combat. Over time, the evolution of this martial art gave us Muay Buran and Muay Thai as we know it today. During the Rattanakosin Kingdom era, around the 18th to early 20th century, Muay Thai formally became a national sport where rules and regulations were introduced. Muay Thai is a stand-up striking sport along with various clinching techniques. This discipline is known as the art of 8 limbs, as it is characterized by the combined use of fists, elbows, knees, and shins. Besides the 8-point contact, a key difference between Muay Thai and many other stand-up combat sports is its emphasis on traditional elements such as the pre-fight dance ritual known as Wai Kru Ram Mui, the headdress, mongkon, and the sarama music that accompanies each fight. Muay Thai has grown over the years to become a combat sport loved and practiced all around the world. Modern Muay Thai encompasses elements of traditional boxing, including the use of padded boxing gloves, 3 to 5 rounds with time limit, defined rules, and takes place within a ring. The discipline takes much of its strikes and techniques from Muay Buran. Muay Buran was created primarily for hand-to-hand combat during warfare. As the sport evolved, dangerous techniques from Muay Buran that may be deadly have become forbidden in Muay Thai, such as strikes to the joints or back of the head. Due to the 8-point contact, the sport has proven to be one of the most effective stand-up striking arts and practiced by many mixed martial artists. Muay Thai techniques can be generally classed into attack, defense, and counter technique. Training begins with learning the basic stance and movements. With the chin tucked in, the body is kept upright and hands in the guard position to protect the head. The feet are kept roughly shoulder-width apart. Attacking techniques consist of punches, elbow strikes, knee strikes, kicks, push kicks, and clinches. Defense techniques consist of blocks, lean-backs, deflections, leg catches, and dodges. These techniques mix and match to combinations that can be used for attack or counter. An example of a combo that is often taught and used is the jab cross low kick. Each attacking technique includes a series of variations. We are now at the halfway mark, so just a reminder to like this video and subscribe to Brutal TV for more top quality fighting videos. Now back to Muay Thai. Punches are the most commonly used weapons in Muay Thai. The main punch techniques include the straight lead punch, otherwise known as a jab, straight rear punch known as a cross, uppercut, hook, overhead punch, and spinning back fist. Punching power is generated with speed from the feet up, through shifting of weight and rotation of the hip and shoulders. The elbow is one of the hardest parts of the body, making them an effective weapon in Muay Thai. There are many different ways to throw an elbow. For example, sideways to the head from the top down, reverse to the chin, flying elbow from the top down, and spinning elbow. When executed properly, elbow strikes can knock out an opponent or inflict deep cuts. The Muay Thai kick is a devastating weapon delivered via the shins. The kick is delivered from the outside, with the arms swung backwards along with the inside rotation of the hip to generate force. Kicks can be thrown to the opponent's legs, known as low kick or leg kick, body, arms, and the back of the head. Beside the standard roundhouse side kick, Muay Thai kicks can be delivered in a variety of ways, such as jumping kick, spinning back kick, axe kicks, and the acrobatic cartwheel kick, as popularized by Muay Thai legend Senchai. Knees in Muay Thai are typically close-range weapons used during clinching. They are often thrown to the body, especially the rib cage, but also on thighs and directly to the head. Jumping knee strikes can also be devastating if landed. When used effectively, like other weapons of Muay Thai, knees can end fights by knockouts. The push kick, referred to as a teep in Muay Thai, can be used both defensively or offensively. It can be used as a technique to keep opponents at a distance and disrupt an advance, or as a strike if delivered with power and accuracy. Clinching in Muay Thai is a grappling technique usually used in combination with knee and elbow strikes. Clinching is a close-range fighting style that requires many years of practice to master. Takedowns or tripping the opponent to the ground are also performed during clinching. So would this style of martial art be effective in a street fight? Kicking is a huge part of Muay Thai, but is arguably its least effective component in relation to street fighting. Another general rule of thumb, like never wanting to go to the ground, is to never have one leg in the air. Knees are the exception to this, but even then, you are in a very vulnerable position. Regardless of your training, no one is very well balanced with only one foot on the ground. So we can ignore the kicking component, but what are very effective tools are the elbows, knees, and Thai clinch. Elbows are great. They can withstand serious impact without breaking while delivering serious force. They are also perfect for close-range fighting, which is common in street fights. The same applies to knees. Likely the most effective part of Muay Thai training for street fights is the clinch. This is basically taking control of your opponent's head. Having control of the head gives you control of the entire body. From there, you can throw them, knee them, and elbow them, all in a safe standing position and from very close range. This is the style most effective for an advancing, aggressive opponent. What do you think of Muay Thai? Do you think it would be effective? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Brutal TV for more top quality fighting videos just like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.